In this video, we're discussing swing characteristic slide. For those of you who do not know what slide is, it is excessive lateral hip action in the downswing. Typically, when we see that, we see a lot of upper body hangback. And with the upper body hangback, we see a lot of inconsistency in low point control, usually behind the ball, usually resulting in those fat shots and even those thin shots. So, if you're an individual that suffers with fat and thin shots, you might want to start by looking here. But when you do start looking here, the first question you should ask yourself is, why might you be sliding in the first place?
There's a lot of reasons that you might slide. If we want to look at some of the physical parameters that might cause you to slide, the three main areas that we look at are your ankle, your hip, and your upper body's ability to rotate. Three quick tests that you can do at home to look at whether one of these areas might be the culprit to your slide is, first, from a seated position, we've got two fists between your knees. We're going to roll the feet to the outsides of the shoes. If you can roll to the outside of those shoes pretty well without your knees coming apart, might not be the ankle. Taking a look at the hip, we're going to take a 6-iron here and place it along a shaft or a directional stick in front of me. I'm going to place my left foot right in front of there, another directional stick or shaft across my hips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to rotate towards that lead leg and try to get my shaft or directional stick to move past that shaft down there. If you can get past there, hip probably isn't the cause of your slide. Lastly, if we want to look at the upper body's ability to rotate, or your torso, we're going to take those two shafts and we're going to make an X right in front of our seat. And what we'll do is we'll sit down there, cross our ankles, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and rotate our shoulders and see if we can get them to be parallel or beyond one of those shafts, and then the same thing the other way. So we're looking for approximately 45 degrees or more, and we're going to rotate to those shafts. So try these tests at home. If you can't do one of these tests very well might be that some part of your body is the cause of your slide. So now you've figured out what part of your body is the culprit and leading to your slide. Next step in the process is fixing it. How do we eliminate that? How do we improve that? How do we get rid of that nasty slide once and for all? So as far as getting the ankle, this is one part of our ankle series that we do in terms of mobilizing. The key part here for this one is going to be everything that happens in the frontal plane. So we're going to reach one foot out to the side while we're holding on to something stable, and we're getting that left ankle to rotate in and out. When we start to look at the hip, again, a lot of different ways to do this, but some simple stuff that doesn't require a whole lot of equipment. We'll get you down on the floor. We're going to keep your knees stacked, hips stacked on one another, and you're going to lift your foot in the air. So here we're working some of that internal rotation range of motion. From this position, we can start to work on that upper body and that thoracic spine already. So we'll hold the knees down here, hand goes behind the head. You're going to rotate back to the floor as far as you can, breathe out. This is called our open book stretch. So we'll go back here, big breath out, hold there for a second or two, and then a nice controlled motion back and forth. So again, a lot of different ways that we can start to improve our body, the way it moves, and again, start to eliminate some of those things we've dealt with over the years and eliminate them once and for all from our golf swing.
So now that we have a better understanding of why the slide may have manifested in the first place, now we can start working on it with a golf club in our hand. We like to use a very simple drill here. Here we'll use a den caddy. If you don't have a den caddy, you could use a stand golf bag, set it right here, let the stand bag be leaning away from you. Drill is very straightforward. Set up to it as close as possible. We like to turn the den caddy a little bit over the shoe. From here, just make some swings and don't run into it. Hit about 5 or so shots, get rid of the den caddy, the object, hit 3 to 5 shots after that. Keep repeating the process. You continue with that recipe, you're well on your way to remove your slide.